Welcome to Cinémoi. Tonight, we're so honored to bring to you the first International Men's Fashion Week. We have selected incredible designers from all over the world that you will love, with a special focus on amazing designers from Africa. Enjoy.
Laurence Airline is an authentic and modern African menswear label. The designer has been hailed as one of the most promising African designers and has been spotlighted as part of Diesel and Adun's Studio Africa campaign. African designer Laurence Airline is based in Paris with a factory operating out of her hometown on the Ivory Coast. After studying fashion in Paris, she created a brand that keeps her pendling between Paris and Abidjan, spending half the year on the Ivory Coast designing and producing her collections, and half of the year in Paris to promote and sell the collections. Laurence Airlines combines accuracy and inventiveness. The menswear celebrates the diversity of influences by matching the differences. As Laurence says, with such distinctive pieces, the choice is rarely insignificant. The creativity of our collections offers a chance to express yourself in a singular way. You discover Laurence Airline collections as if you were opening many drawers full of stories, each of them holding their own wonders and appeals. The reason you choose a piece is because it matches with your own story and gives a glimpse of a specific part of you, as an assertion of yourself. Meeting it is meeting the evidence, unveiling your creative self. The Laurence Airline wardrobe appears like a paper chase, a mirror game in which thousands of combinations are possible.
So when I started making clothes, I realized that fashion is the first to gender you. Your appearance is the first to gender you, and those constructs were quite strict in fashion. And so I decided that I want to create clothes that are open and free for everybody to wear them. If you like the skirt, wear the skirt, and that's where I came from when I started designing clothes. So I think that it's not necessarily about being non-binary. I think it's more about just making really beautiful clothes that anybody can wear and love and appreciate. Well, obviously there was a bit of backlash the first time we did it. Luckily we work in a creative world, and I think I got a lot of support from creatives, which allowed me to have a safe space. The world itself is still slowly growing into the idea of non-binary, non-gendered, and loving everybody for who they are. But in 2014, it was quite difficult. A lot of people didn't understand what I was doing. But I think we've grown so much as a world of understanding. I feel that, like, as an African or a South African, I shouldn't have to actively pursue African heritage because I am already African. I already understand my heritage as Nao Serati, so there's no reason for me to keep throwing it into my work, because my work will definitely come from there because it's who I am. When it comes to a themed or when I'm trying to tell a story and it happens to be a black story or South African story, then that's what it is. But I don't actively try to make African work because I am already African. There's no need for me to like pursue an African story. The way we dress and who we present ourselves is a politics. It is a statement. It is a conversation. It is us telling the world what we're ready for, what we are here for, and what we stand for. So I think that when we view how people dress and how people present themselves, we view a country, we view a world, we view a conversation. So that's basically where I'm coming from. I'm saying that let us study who we are through what we wear, because it's our first point of reference for who we are and other people's view of who we are. And I think that's also why it's important for us to wear exactly what we want and not be afraid to wear exactly what we want. The one thing that happened is that we were all sort of put in a different place because of 2 months of lockdown, or 3 months of lockdown. So we all had to redesign our businesses and see out the importance of our business. And personally, it did make me question the importance of my work. It made me question if it's worth working, if it's worth coming back and telling these stories again. South Africa is a country that freed itself from apartheid, and because of that, the Black Lives Matters protest is felt directly in South Africa because it's something that we've gone through, it's something that we are still going through. I think that it's very important though that we consider all the black lives around us and we consider everything that people go through. As a black business, I know and I feel what it is to be a black business person, and it is a struggle, and it is something that we can continue to work on. But I think that like as a country we've always been working on it. So I'm very proud of my country for that. But I think it's very important that these conversations keep happening, and I think it's very important that black people still produce and still create and still put themselves out there, because you have to have your conversation out there. You have to have your conversation out there. That's what I think.
inspired by a lot of things. Predominantly, society inspires a lot of things that I do. So, what's basically happening in the world? I take inspiration from basically current events that are happening and my environment. Basically, I try to think about how to dress the modern man in this chaotic world. So I kind of think of scenarios like, oh, how should he look in this scenario, or what should he wear to this event, or what should he wear to this occasion, and I design according to that, basically. I would like to talk about our fashion system. It's very excessive. I think it's time for us to reevaluate a lot of things that we're doing because of the impact that we have on the earth. And it's scary to see what we as humans are actually doing to the world. And I know these conversations are being had, but it's time that even within the industry, we need to start making those changes in order for there to be a world for us to actually do what we do. We have no other planets to go to or any other planets to be on, so this is the only one we have.
I call this collection Lesotho Rodeo. It's inspired by mountain people in Lesotho in South Africa with the inspiration of cowboy and mixed with preppy and boho styles. Is lots of layering of different textures like different prints and checks and gingham and different texture of knitwear and with some details of tassels. If I have to give 3 words of this collection, it will be eclectic, quirky, and contemporary.
Hello world, my name is designer Sheria Ngowi from Tanzania. I'm humbled and honored to be among the few best designers in the world to showcase at Cinémoi Video Fashion Week 2020. The theme and inspiration behind my collection, it's African royalty. Coronation is the name of the collection. It stands for crowning. Thank you very much everyone for your time. Thank you very much for your consideration. God bless you. God bless you. I can't wait to see you as soon the lockdown is over and we start traveling, showcasing in all the big platform, fashion platform in the world, and to see you physically. I love you so much. Asante sana.